But first, let's understand what are we trying to achieve here. So if you look at it, I have one table here which contains a list of employee IDs that's around 117 in number, and another table that has a list of dates that's around 22 dates. Now what I want is a list, a bigger list, where I have an employee ID coming for each date, and that means I want it for all 117 employees. Something like what you see in columns M and N. So here you can see here that I have employee IDs around coming for all 22 dates of working dates, I should say, in February. And then the number of dates go back to 1st February, and then it starts with a new employee ID. Why would I need it? Maybe I want an end user to type the in time and out time for this big list. Now how do we create this? One of the easiest approaches, copy paste. But it's much easier to say, but it's going to be very time consuming to do. Why? Because think of it, you have 117 employees. And if you're going to copy a bunch of 22 blocks for each employee for 117, it's going to take you a long time. And not just that, one more thing that can happen is one of the employee may leave and a new employee may come, and then you will have to repeat the entire process all over again. That's too laborious. Is there a smarter way to do it? Well, that's what I'm going to take you through in this video. So I'm going to take you through step by step how to do this. For you to understand, I'm going to break these steps into pieces, but eventually it can also be done in one single step. I'll also take you through later on. So first, let's understand one thing. We have 117 employees and then there are 22 dates. So how many total records we would need? 22 records for each employee, and that means for 117 employees we would need 22 times 117, which is 2574. So what I'm going to do now, as a first step, I'm going to create a serial number column which should run from 1 to 2574. If you're using dynamic array, this part is very easy. You can simply use a sequence function. Sequence of 2574, you select it. You have the sequence running all the way till 2574 rows. You know, it's a good idea always to name these dynamic arrays. So I'm going to call this as serial number. I'll select this. I'll go to the name box. I'll type it as SN. It's actually already named, so I'll use that name. Now let's look at the logic and then we'll backwork how to get that end result. Now, how do I get an employee name to come exactly 22 times? And from the 23rd serial number onwards, I want the second employee name to come. And so for the first 22, I want the first employee. For the second 22, I want the second employee. For the third 22, I want the third employee, and so on. How do we achieve this? One way to do it is to round up our serial numbers, or rather I should say, divide our serial number by 22 and round it up. That would be very useful for us. So let me also do one more thing here. I'll name this date cell as end dates. End dates meaning number of dates. So what I'm going to do is first, before rounding up, let me just show you what happens when I divide serial number with the number of dates. So the serial number dynamic array divided by the number of dates, which is end dates. When I divide it, you notice that I get a lot of small decimal values. This starts at 0.045 and all the way up to 20, it keeps increasing, and when it goes to 22, it becomes 1. But I want it to be 1 all the way through. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to round this up. So round up this particular calculations to 0 decimal points. Now you notice I have 1 coming all the way up to 22, and then 23 to 44 I'll be seeing 2, and 45 onwards I'll be seeing 3, and so on. That's how my list will grow. Now this task is easy for us. So how do we get the employee ID? Let me get rid of whatever I have here. So to get the employee ID, let me name this column. I am not able to get a better term here, so I'll just for now call it as round up. If you think of it, you'll probably come up with a better term for this. So let me get the employee ID here. So I'm going to use index function index. Now the employee ID table, I've named it as empid. So I'm going to call it as empid table, or I'll select it, select this column, comma, what value I want? This roundup function, hash, to ensure that, or to show that it's a spell range. Now I press enter and you notice that I get the employee IDs. right? 22 employee IDs. First 22 is one employee, next 22 another employee, and we'll have a much bigger list. I'll show you eventually at the end. Now let's come to date. Now date is a little tricky. Here I cannot use the index function with the same roundup value that we got earlier. Why? Because here these values have to go in a circle. So I have to get first 22 numbers, and once I get the last date, I have to go back to the first date. Now how do we achieve this? I want to go from 1 to 22, and then the next one has to be 1, and again I have to go 1 to 22, 1 to 22. I have to go in circles like this. How do we achieve this? One of the ways to do it is using a mod function. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a mod function here, equals mod of the serial number that I got, comma, end dates. Mod function, if you don't know about it, it basically gives you the reminder. So what we are going to get here is, I'm going to get numbers 1 to 21, because up to 21, any number divided by 22, up to 21 will leave that number as a reminder. So that's what I'm seeing here. And for 22, I'm seeing 0. This is a problem because 22 by 22 obviously remainder is 0. And this runs from 1 to 21, but we want it to go from 1 to 22. We don't want it to go from 0 to 21. We want it 1 to 22. Now how do we handle it? A small trick here, or a small mathematics here I should say, not trick. So what I'm going to do is I'll reduce 1 from my serial number minus 1, and what I'm going to divide this by same number of dates, and whatever result I get I'm going to add plus 1 to it. So now when you notice, what we have is 1 to 22 becomes one list, and again I have 1 to 22 going for the second list, and so on. Now our final result is easy. Again, let me get rid of the dates, equals index of this dates table, comma, whatever I got here in the mod function. I should have ideally named these two columns as well, the roundup and mod, but eventually in my final solution I'm not going to use them, so I'm fine right now not naming them. So having pressed enter, you notice that we have achieved what we wanted, right? So I have all the way, all up to 117 employees. Y3312, that's my last employee. The formatting here is not appearing as date, but that's not a big deal. I just have to change the format. I'll select all the way up. I'll bring it to a date format. We are fine now, right? Isn't that great? So next time when you have to create a block of text, you don't have to think of copy pasting. You can use this technique. It is for you, in order for you to understand in a dynamic array, I created these 3 intermediate columns, but ideally I don't need them. One thing I can do is I can live without these 3. I would still probably have a serial number column. I don't need the roundup and mod column, but I'll also show you how you could have done it even without any of these things. Before I show you how to do it in one go, let me also name this cell 2574. I'll call it as end records, and then I'll show you end records. I've named it. Now let me go to this sheet 2. Here I'm going to show you how to do exactly what we did earlier, but without breaking it into so many columns. It's not a bad idea to break it into columns, but just to show you how it can be done. So my employee ID, I want it to repeat so many times. So index of the employee ID table. So let me select that. In this case, let me be specific about the column as well. I don't need to because that table itself has only one column, but let me just select it, comma. What we need round up of, and we had a serial number running from 1 to 2574. Instead, I'm going to use a sequence function here inside the cell. Sequence of end records divided by end dates. This is what we had done earlier. The sequence function, we put it in a separate column, but here I'm just using it within the formula, comma 0. I close it and we've got it. Now for the date, same way I'm going to type equals index of the date list table, that's the table name, and in that I have a dates column, comma, what we want here, mod of sequence of 2574, the end records, that's going to be our serial number. So, and what is our divisor here? And in fact, we should do -1, and our divisor is end dates, +1. We got it. So we could have also done it without the use of those 3 columns, but yeah, using that helps us to break it, to understand things better. Now, how can I do it without the dynamic array? Well, it's actually not very complicated. In fact, I have Office 2010 in which I have pretty much the same data. Let me copy this entire thing. In that you will definitely need the serial number column because you don't have a function like sequence function. So let me switch to Office 2010 here. Right. So here what we needed is, we needed to create the sequence function, nothing else. Other things we didn't need them. So I don't need this round or mod functions. I could have used them directly within the formula. The serial number section has to be done. So this is something you will have to manually do it. You will have to copy paste this, which will still be much faster than copy pasting block of employee data, right? So now how do we do this? Let me get rid of everything here. So I'm going to do it as equals. Let me bring the serial number column a little closer. So I'm going to type equals index of the employee ID records, column, comma, what we want, round up of, I'll have to select the serial number divided by number of dates, comma 0, and close it. Here we are going to copy paste, so we got to be careful about where all to put the dollar sign. So the end date should not change, so I'll put a dollar sign there. And same way for dates, what I'm going to do, I'm going to type index of, in the date list table, we are talking about the dates column, and what we want is mod of the serial number, comma, the number of dates, or I should say serial numbers minus 1, comma, number of dates, plus 1. This is what we want to achieve. Again, this M2, I have to put a dollar sign here. See, these things much better if you name them. Like what we had named it earlier. I am not getting a time to name it here, so I'll leave it as it is. And then we just have to copy paste, nothing else. So the serial number is something you have to manually create, but once that is created, the rest is automatic. Hope you like this video and hope you like this technique. Next time, I'm going to make one more video in which I'm going to talk to you about how you could use a very similar technique to unpivot columns. You heard me right? Unpivot columns, not pivot columns. I'll come up with another case study to talk to you about that. Until then, take care, and if you liked it, please share this video with others. Let the knowledge spread. Thank you.